Hey, speaking of Kamala Harris, I'm glad you brought this up in her rhetoric because she participated in an official interview. I know, right? Sitting down with the National Association of Black Journalists. And have a look at this. She stuck to the same old word salad.
Why is joy important to you to insert into this election? And what do you make of Republicans using that as a way to suggest that you're not a serious candidate?
Well, sometimes I think, and I'll say to whoever the young people are who are watching this, there are sometimes when your adversaries will try and turn your strength into a weakness. Don't you let them. Don't you let them. I find joy in the American people. I find joy and optimism.
Tomi, how's that for a hard-hitting question? Are you feeling the joy here?
I'm certainly not feeling the joy. The American people are not feeling the joy anytime they go to the gas pump or to the grocery store, or they attempt to buy a house or pay any of their bills. There's no joy there. But Kamala Harris, the way that she speaks like she's a motivational poster or a fortune cookie. She says a lot of words without saying really anything at all. And she thinks she can skate by with this, but the American people are catching on that she is perhaps an empty vessel. She's also one of the most inauthentic and disingenuous politicians the American people have ever seen.
And Tomi, you know, we've got another case of Kamala Harris doing her chameleon Kamala routine. Speaking at the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, she tried on what appeared to be a new Hispanic accent. Have a listen to this.
I love you back. I love you back.
She's been going on Duolingo and trying to learn Spanish accents now. I mean, what is your reaction to this utter fraudulence?
We haven't had a lot of policy positions from Kamala Harris, really no true formal sit-down interviews, at least ones with hard-hitting questions. But what we get from Kamala is several different accents. So it's amazing that she can debut all these different accents at different rallies and different events that she goes to pretty much celebrate herself, but then not actually talk about any policy positions. Listen, I don't care what accent she has. I would like to hear why she's changed her position on fracking, on mandatory gun buybacks, on electric vehicle mandates. I don't care what accent she uses or even what language. I'd just like to hear from Kamala Harris what she plans to do to this country so that the American people can vote accordingly.
Well, I think we know, Tomi, and it's all those positions that she had back in 2019 that somehow magically changed in 2020 and 2024. But also, you know, this I think is really fascinating what's going on here. The terror of the left in America of free speech because it, you know, hurts them. California Governor Gavin Newsom has now apparently signed a law banning digitally altered political deepfakes, i.e. memes and parodies, after Elon Musk retweeted this doctored video, obviously doctored, of Kamala Harris. Have a look at this.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist.
Now, I mean, it's obviously a parody, but it's very good. Is the left just terrified that people are getting out ahead of them in the humor and meme stakes?
Yeah, of course. And again, this would actually be funnier if it wasn't so true and so accurate. Obviously, it's a parody, but it could very well be true. Couple things on this point. I lived in California for several years. Luckily, I do not anymore. But anybody who has any knowledge of California knows that it's essentially a failed state. Fifth largest economy in the world, running a huge budget deficit, homeless population, illegal immigrant population through the roof. It's unaffordable for most middle-class Californians. And yet their governor chooses to prioritize deep fake parody videos on social media. I mean, the priorities here for a failed state are so wild to me. It's almost funny, again, if it weren't so accurate and so true. But, you know, on the flip side of this, these social media companies, they have censored conservatives, and we have a lot of evidence of them doing that, censoring Hunter Biden laptops, censoring COVID information. But now Gavin Newsom's upset because there's deep fake parody videos going on. So excuse me, I'm not going to fall for the faux outrage here. Apply it evenly or don't apply it at all, Gavin.
Hey, finally, Tommy, the endorsement from Taylor Swift for Kamala Harris may not have worked so well for her as the polls are showing, that it may have turned more voters from Harris than it attracted. What do you reckon? Was this a big misfire?
Well, I don't think any of us were confused as to where Taylor Swift was sitting politically. I think most of us probably assumed that she was going to vote for Kamala. It was a very well-timed out post with the cat, obviously coordinated long before the day or the time of. So that's obvious to all of us. But I'll tell you this, I don't underestimate it for this reason. Even if these people are not supporting Kamala in polls, she did get a lot of people to register to vote. And if she's getting Gen Z out there registered to vote, they might actually show up and vote. And if they're only taking their policy positions from someone like a Taylor Swift or a Beyonce, yeah, that is a little concerning to me. Nothing we can do about it. I don't think we need to disparage Taylor Swift. She has every ability to endorse whoever she wants. I would just hope that the young people would be smart enough to do their own research. Don't just fall for a cheesy cat post on Instagram after a debate. Do a little more homework before you cast that vote.
Fantastic stuff, Tomi Lahren. Thank you so much for your time.